Vivica Fox, Tracee Ellis Ross, Taraji P. Henson, Chili of TLC. These are all Black women who have been accused of hitting the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you on a journey that very few Black women will take you on. And I want to talk to you about how I, at 37 years old, hit the wall. Now, I'm now 40. I'll be 41 this summer. But at 37, I hit the wall. So this idea of the wall is real. And I do want to talk a little bit about what that looks like. But I want to say that at 38, I pivoted. And so my question is to you all out there is, can you pivot? You know, I think I pivoted. I think I did. But do you believe that you can pivot if you hit the wall? And so this wall that folks talk about, is it the wall of no return, right? Does it mean that if you hit it, that's it? Because we talk about that there is a post wall, meaning Black women who are probably, you know, in their 50s and 60s, right? But when you're right around that late 30s, early 40s, can you pivot? Do you believe that you can kind of turn things around? And what do you think the outcome might be? What do you think that might look like? So I want to talk about the other side of the wall. And I heard a saying, wasn't too long ago, was something like, you may look young, but your eggs know that you're not. So you know, and I think that this applies to Black women. This idea that many of us may look younger than we actually are, but our biology is fully aware that we are not. So although many of us, you know, Black doesn't crack and all of those sayings, and we might look a lot younger, our biology and our eggs knows full well that we are absolutely not young. So can you know, if you hit the wall, do you all think it's possible that you can pick yourself up and dust yourself off and still find a way to move forward with marriage and a family? Do you think it's possible? Or do you think that if a woman hits the wall, whether she's in her late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, do you think there's just no returning from that? I want to know what you all think. So you see the pictures in the thumbnail of me when I was a lot younger, probably in my early-ish, maybe mid-20s. And I'm pictured with Tracee Ellis Ross as well as Vivica Fox. I had the opportunity to interview them very briefly. I used to be a freelance writer for a local newspaper, so very brief interviews with both of them. But when I was scrolling over some old photos, and I saw that, and I wanted to talk about this because I think that this idea of hitting the wall is a contentious topic, particularly among the Black community. And I understand why. As I have gotten older, I have learned more about men, learned more about how, particularly Black men, about how many of them think the things that they value and appreciate and the things that they absolutely don't. Which is why on my channel, I talk a lot about femininity. Well, actually don't talk about, I reference femininity as it relates to a lot of the things that Black women think is feminine. Like there's a lot of things that we think is so feminine, and the man is just going to be so electrified if we, you know, have all of these extra external things. And the reality is that most men don't care about lashes. They don't care about super long nails. They don't care about weaves. They don't care about BBLs or any of that. The truth and the reality is that many Black men crave femininity. And I have had to work on this. You know, I was, you know, a single mom, and still in many ways am legally a single mom. And, you know, I have had to work on sort of understanding. See, the thing is, a lot of women think that, you know, because, yeah, I never saw myself as having any masculine behaviors or qualities or anything like that. But as I understand men more and how men think, I can start to see how certain things that as women we've been socialized to sort of be strong, do it on our own. Worst case scenario, the guy might not stick around. So we kind of protect ourselves, whether it's emotionally or financially or physically or whatever it is, in a bubble, right? And even if we're in a relationship, oftentimes we're still in that bubble, and that energy is felt. And some of the things that can come out of that energy can present very masculine. So although I don't believe that I present masculine, but there are certain things. And like I said, at 38, I pivoted and had to learn a lot of things at a very old age. And so, you know, reason why I say I hit the wall at 37 is because I went through, well, it actually ended, a relationship ended. And in that particular relationship, in my head, I was thinking, oh, it was, you know, opportunity for me to, you know, I thought we would get married, and I had hoped that I would, you know, I would have another child and that type of thing. And so why I hit the wall is because when that ended, realizing that I'm in my late 30s, and this idea that I'm going to now, you know, have to start all over and, you know, try to find someone or have someone find me. And it was just so overwhelming that I shut down. And I pretty much accepted my fate, you know. And I have a video on my channel, I think it's called When Buying a Dog and Dying Alone Becomes Reality. It's more about fertility, women, Black women and fertility. But I think, you know, some of what I'm saying relates to that time period in my life. And so, yeah, I want to really, you know, sort of delve into this topic. And, you know, I have a clip from the Crimson Cure, who I absolutely love, all of her points around pretty much everything, but especially around this topic. And also, a little bit later in the video, I'm going to embed a gentleman by the name of, I think it's called AP for Life. He's a YouTuber. And he actually gives his perspective on the wall. And it's actually a really interesting perspective. So please stick around for that. It's very rare for me to embed a long video into one of my videos, but his points were so good that I couldn't really clip anything off. So again, stay tuned for that. And I think one of my last points that I want to make here is, you know, just going back to this wall, although I think that there is a wall, and I think that, you know, a lot of Black women may either not be honest about that or may not really realize it. But also, I want to know what you think about, there's a lot of marriages that end as well. And so I was thinking about someone like Megan Good, who arguably, I think she got married before the quote unquote wall phase. And then her marriage, you know, sadly ended. People were speculating it's because she didn't want to have children. And then we have Tia Mowry, who talked about graduating from her marriage. And, you know, again, she is an example of the opposite. I mean, she got married young, and to Corey Hardick, I think his name is, got married young. They stayed married for a really long time, had children, and then she decided to graduate from her marriage. So again, you know, I guess I want to kind of unpack some of this stuff, because although I understand the wall is real, but at the same time, marriages do end. And, you know, women who say have the white picket fence, the dog, the marriage and the children and all those things, it doesn't really, you know, going that traditional route doesn't really guarantee anything either. And so the YouTuber who I'm going to insert his video, he makes a lot of good points about it. Is it possible to, you know, just because a woman hits the wall, right? Again, can she pick herself up and dust herself off and still have success in marriage and in family? And we know that, of course, post 40, it's, you know, or post, I guess they say even post 35, it can be very difficult to have children, or there's things that, you know, come into play when you're considering having a child at an older age. But, you know, we also see women make it happen, and families and couples make it happen. So just curious what you all think. So yeah, stay tuned and listen to some of this good teaching here. So for this segment, which is, you know, what content creators never tell you, I'm actually going to share what Nneka Onulafor has never told you, which is that every topic on my channel, in most cases, I have a personal connection to. So again, you know, I know that I'm going to be circling back actually to some topics, one being the video about the passport bros, or I think I called it the passport pookies. I'm going to go back to that. I actually have a story about a time that I unfortunately dated a passport bro who was African and kind of a pookie. So that happened. Yeah, I'm going to be going back to body privilege. You know, I still haven't forgotten about my body dysmorphia video that I haven't done yet. So there's a lot of things, but I guess I want to say that again, you know, in most cases with me and probably many content creators, if there's a topic on my channel, it's likely because I actually have a personal connection or some connection to it. There is an emotional tie. So I don't just make things up. And I know that my passport bro video was not very popular. I did read the comments and I'm going to be circling back to that to sort of give some additional points and things. So, yeah, I think that might be all that I wanted to say there, but to all my new subscribers, thank you very much for joining. And I do suspect that there might be some manosphere / red pill black men or men who are watching my video. So particularly on the comment about the wall, I would love to hear what you have to say about it, because I know that that's like the wall is a big conversation in the red pill spaces. But again, thank you all for, you know, all my new subscribers, and Nneka here to make the invisible visible. Hope you enjoyed. Bye, and stay tuned for more.